Oh god, it is a 25-minute episode, but I did say we'd watch it. So, yes. Here we go. However, once we hit 25, I will pause everything. Or once we get another $25 dono or total donos, once we get past 500, I will pause this and we will figure out the fan fiction. All right. Have I seen? I know of Skibidi Toilet. I don't know what the episodes are gonna be. Yeah, I've seen this. My style is ridiculous. He just comes out of toilets? Okay, so we've learned a couple of things in the last couple of Skibidi toilets. One, Skibidi toilets come in all shapes and sizes. Two, there are different types of entities that emerge from Skibidi toilets. And one of them either can appear dead or the other Skibidi toilets killed them. Skibidi toilets are also capable of locomotion outside of bathrooms and increasing in size to the size of buildings. My style is ridiculous. Clearly, humanity is trying to contain the Skibidi outbreak, mobilizing their military forces after a brutal Skibidi attack on the civilian population. It's here we find out that Skibidi Toilet can actually fly and or levitate at will, apparently be able to maintain themselves motionless in the sky. These large-scale skibidis are able and willing to create smaller skibidis that fly out of their mouths. Which either indicates that they hold a large, sack of other skibidis within each skibidi, or it indicates that skibidis reproduce asexually and their reproduction cycle is incredibly quick. That is Now, it remains to be seen if the toilet is actually part of the skibidi, or if the skibidi is actually just the creature that lives inside of the toilet. It seems like the toilet... It seems as if the toilet can be flushed, which indicates that perhaps the skibidi merely inhabit the toilets, and they are in fact weak to the flushing mechanism. This is a very Junji Ito inspired world. It appears to counteract the skibidi threat, and the skibidis appear to have organized to some degree. They appear to be, to some degree, kind of communal creatures. And to combat that, humanity has now apparently organized some sort of android force to combat the skibidis. However, the androids appear to be ineffective at conquering the skibidis, and it appears that the skibidis have actually won a major military victory that has enabled them to build a monument to themselves with a gold toilet on a pedestal above a plaque representing the Skibidi people. See, we now learn that the Skibidis flee when they know that your intent is to flush them, which indicates that A, they are capable of realizing cause and effect. They are not dumb animals. And it appears also that they fear for their own individual safety, which does indicate some type of individuality within their species. They're not like some kind of hive mind. Ah, yes, the androids are forming an underground resistance. So apparently the Skibidis did not ever intend to fully wipe out humanity. Instead, they are opting to pursue a campaign of oppression of some kind. There's now a multi-tiered society here of Skibidi toilets at the top, probably androids and then humans. I imagine the humans who are under the oppression of the Skibidi rely heavily on the androids to keep them alive at this point. Okay, here we learned that the Skibidi apparently recreate some aspects of human society, either based on observation or because this type of organization predates their invasion. But it appears that they have some sort of law enforcement, or if not a law enforcement mechanism, or law even as we know it, they have adapted the organization of police officers along with some of the aesthetic cues of police officers. Now, what this might indicate about their governmental structure, to some degree kind of indicates that, like, they are interested in keeping public order without use of military police. I think that's pretty important, because these Skibidi are not mobilized in any formal military. These are civilian officers, according to their aesthetics. So it indicates that the occupation has progressed to a pretty significant degree now that there is a formalized Skibidi police system. Okay, we're also learning that the Skibidis have a religious faith of some kind. It appears that they have retrofitted this church to serve some sort of religious purpose, whether in some cruel mockery of humanity or out of genuine faith. We can only assume. To be clear, I have no idea if any of these videos have any cohesive story together, but this is episodes 1 through 51 of Skibidi Toilet. Okay, so this appears to be some sort of android terrorist attack on their place of worship, which I'm not entirely sure what the android's goals here would be. However, it does seem quite dastardly to attack their place of worship, unless the society that we are seeing form of these Skibidi toilets is a theocracy. This could be some sort of ruler among the Skibidi. Okay, so it appears that the Skibidis have renewed a more vigorous occupation. They've ditched their civilian police force and are now moving their soldiers straight down the main streets of this occupied location. Now, we don't know if this occupied location is Earth. We can maybe generally assume that. Oh, Skibidi Mint Kuro! No real joke here, just felt like changing my display name. Thank you very much for the $25 dono! Let's go! Also, I'm gonna keep doing this because I'm having a fun time theory crafting about this. Yeah, it appears that you can't actually snap the neck of a Skibidi, as we just saw here. You can only defeat them by flushing it. Okay, so now we know. One of the questions I've had since the very beginning of this is how have the Skibidi actually been engaging in their military action against humanity? And it seems to me that the Skibidi have primarily, up to this point, been operating on a basis of simply running down their prey, running down humanity, clearly indicating that either their machines are built to be to outrun and outlast any biological organism, or that their bodies, if their body is the toilet, are capable of greater long distance endurance running than human beings. Now, it appears that we have seen them run people over, squishing them to death with their massive bulk. We've also seen them eat people. This is the first time we've seen evidence of a long-range weapon able to strike from afar, and it appears to be some form of heat ray issued from their eyes. Now, my question is this ability unique to only the biggest Skibidis, or can any sized Skibidi unleash a heat ray blast? Perhaps their internal anatomy is affected when they grow to gigantic proportions, enabling them to summon up this type of directed heat vision. Okay, so at this point, what we see, I'm going to say here, this looks like something that has been roughly cobbled together by scrap, specifically by scrap pieces of other androids. So the androids, in their underground resistance against the Skibidi, have managed to put together their own kind of super weapon, their anti-Skibidi device. This could indicate, by the way, the smashed toilets on the ground here, could indicate that for the first time they now have an effective weapon against Skibidis other than flushing the toilet. Now, we've seen this hovering device before. It appears to be dropping androids throughout the battle, but I'm unsure if this is aligned with the androids officially or if it is another component of the Skibidi invasion. Okay, so clearly, while that scrap weapon was effective against the smaller Skibidis, it is not effective against the bigger ones. But they managed to drop 2 of the androids on top of this one and are flushing it. All that remains to be seen is if this will cause it to crash to the ground or if it will hover like this for an eternity. Okay. So, this one is crash landing, indicating that it has taken significant damage. Now, it appears that the androids have the Skibidi on the back foot, as the Skibidi have formed a kind of semicircular, like, turtle formation to try and make sure each Skibidi can defend the flanks of the other, as this column of androids marches towards them. Oh shit, some sort of super Skibidi has been unleashed. Baba Booey. Okay, we've learned that some of the Skibidi at this point have lost all sense of self-preservation, and are willing to now essentially give their lives to take out just one android. And at this point, it looks like the androids have created some form of perhaps undercover Skibidi, but it is a hybrid of android and Skibidi. What this might mean, I have no idea. So they are able now to use it to infiltrate the Skibidi bases of operation. With limited success. Okay, we're also seeing that it appears that other elements of android technology have been co-opted by the Skibidi toilets. As you can see, this legged creature down here appears to be based off of the android's earlier design. So we can only assume that the Skibidi are in fact learning and growing smarter as this series progresses. What's a Skibidi? The toilet things. Okay, what was the thing that beamed the light down here? So the androids developed a kind of orbital laser system. However, it proves to be ineffective here at this large gathering of Skibidis. They've now developed an even larger version of the android that is capable of destroying the Skibidi monuments, as well as just outright breaking the Skibidi. However, the Skibidi have invented camouflage, making them harder to detect. There is now a colossal android that has entered the fray. We can only assume that the androids are just both iterating upon themselves as well as any new Skibidi technology that comes their way. However, I will say that it is somewhat distressing that we haven't seen a human now for several episodes. So I'm wondering if humans just completely altered themselves into androids to make this possible, or if the humans are doing something behind the scenes. Okay, much like Iron Man, this central core can be used to unleash a powerful blast. Okay, it also has the ability to fly. Okay, the androids have now captured one of the Skibidi. Clearly it's chained. They're going to interrogate it now. Okay, this would indicate to me that the Skibidis have the ability to essentially alert other Skibidis of their location. So taking Skibidis prisoner is now right out of the question, especially if your plan is to take them back to your base, because the other Skibidis will find you and they will destroy you. At this point, the conflict seems to be turning against the androids, especially because their hero, the giant android, had to fly away, presumably for repairs. So it seems as if their main base, presumably the place they were interrogating the Skibidi, has now been compromised, and there is an all-out assault to eliminate the android presence. This is the first time we've seen a Skibidi able to resist the flushing of their toilet. For the first time, we're seeing the main engineering branch of the androids. And possibly for the last time. So they did not know to expect the giant android, which from this point on we're going to call the Iron Giant, okay? So they didn't know to expect the Iron Giant here, because clearly they came in, did a double take, and ran away. It also appears that the Skibidi are unaware of the new upgrades to the Iron Giant, which include proton torpedoes, or like some kind of light-based explosive. Okay, now we know that the Skibidi are capable of inhabiting one toilet, like at least 5, possibly more, in one toilet. Okay, and it appears that the androids are now winning with the help of both their larger androids as well as their Iron Giant variants. Okay, also, I think we are now getting confirmation here of what I talked about at the beginning. The Skibidi are not the toilets, okay? If they were the toilets, this guy would not be able to ride around on one. In fact, the Skibidi are the creatures that inhabit the toilets. Likely they replace the fluid inside. It's like there's some kind of humanoid crustacean mix. So the androids are capable of using the shell of the Skibidi as a vehicle. Okay, it also appears that the androids have located a new weakness of the Skibidi, which is loud music. Apparently loud sounds, loud music, can cause the Skibidi to self-destruct. They're like toilet Daleks? Kind of. At this point in the conflict, some of the androids have been around for so long that they have developed John Wick-like reflexes in their combat against the Skibidi. This is also, I believe, the first time that we are now seeing a new variant of the androids. Previous variants had cameras for heads. However, these variants have the speakers, which indicates they are creating new androids that are capable of creating sonic blasts, destroying the Skibidi. It's only a matter of time now, I believe, until the defeat of the Skibidi. I'm unsure of what makes this one more dangerous, but it does appear to be painted black, and the head is wearing a ski mask, which indicates to me a Skibidi we're going to see a couple more times. Okay, well, the Iron Giant variant 2 here, we'll go with the... How about we'll go with the Acoustic Giant, because clearly jetpack, different power source, and multiple speakers. This is a deadly threat to the Skibidi. Okay, wait. We also have some confirmation here that there are smaller android creatures. This appears to be kind of the androids cracking down and pushing the Skibidi to the brink of defeat. Okay, it appears the conflict has largely been resolved at this point. However... we now have a hyperspace Skibidi. And this new weapon has allowed the Skibidi to turn the tide. Now, we saw this Skibidi, I believe, in a previous scene where the Skibidi research base was infiltrated, and it appears that this is one of the Skibidis in charge of creating new Skibidi technology. As we can see, it has a manipulating apparatus coming out of it. It would appear to me that this is a form of either interrogation or dismantling to try and make Skibidis more powerful using the technology gained by the androids. So they have effectively figured out a way to hijack android technology, including an entire android for themselves. This could indeed be a very potent weapon against the androids. Okay, testing their new weaponry. It appears to be quite effective. Now, I'm not entirely sure why the Skibidi need laser cannons when they can shoot lasers out of their eyes, but... Oh no! Okay, so we've seen a new type of Skibidi that is able to, kind of like a tick, drop onto one of the androids and implant it to some degree with a corrupting agent signified by that kind of crackling blue electricity, that malfunctioning. Okay. Okay, this is bad. This will definitely put the androids on the back foot. Okay, so I think we have our first confirmation of where this might be taking place. So as you can see, there's a billboard on that building for YouTube, which I can only assume means that we are near YouTube headquarters, which would place this in San Bruno, California. So this conflict is unfolding in California at the very least. Good night, Mithril Mist. Okay, so it appears that they have now perfected their corrupting technology to the point where Skibidis can essentially use androids as vehicles and amplify their power. Yeah, look, they got these little tick Skibidi. So now they've developed a laser that can eliminate the Skibidi parasites. So they managed to escape with the Skibidi ray, which allows them to produce more of the Skibidi rays, or anti-Skibidi rays, which will hopefully be able to use to return the aural giant, the what did I say I was gonna call him? The audible giant, something like that. Good night, trans girl Jade. Oh wait, right on, not night on. Gotcha. Okay, so I have a disturbing thought. The Skibidi eat human beings. However, we haven't seen any human beings in a long time. Could it be that the Skibidi have consumed all of the humans in the area, and that's what they use to make other Skibidis? The anti-Skibidi parasite beam has been upgraded to a mobile vehicle. However, the beam appears to be completely ineffective against the normal strain of Skibidi. Oh shit. This is a analog android. Okay, and these like jetpack / laser skibidis appear to have like a defensive device installed over their flushing plunger. Oh damn! Look at this guy. He's got Riz. He gives a little winky face. Oh shit, they got a whole army of this new... We'll say they're analog androids. Okay, and so we also know that these rays could also be affecting others, like other androids, right? We know that because they have to give him a special lens cap to ensure that he is not also affected by this, yeah. However, they don't need to give it to the speaker androids, which is interesting. Aw, they can be trusted. Okay, this is the first... This is only the second time we're seeing a police officer again. So far it seems like the Skibidi have come, like, very far from their complete and total occupation of society. I'm not even entirely sure why they have a police officer here. This seems odd in the extreme. Okay, so basically, we're gonna call this new Iron Giant. We're just gonna call it THX. Aww, I like him. Okay, so now we have a new type of Skibidi that has claw arm appendages and no mouth. Yeah, it's a silent Skibidi because it's been built for stealth. It's a snatch and grab Skibidi. A snatcher. Oh shit, they used the lens cap that they gave to this this Generation 1 android in order to make sunglasses for the Skibidi. Now the light rays are useless. Okay, so we also learned that the analog androids can effectively, like, smoke bomb and teleport, which is kind of cool. We also need to note that the conflict appears to be spilling out from San Bruno. It appears to be going into more of the countryside. THX still has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Okay, we have the more heavily militarized Skibidi now arriving, either because they were somewhere else before, or because the technology to deploy them has only just been developed. So yeah, now THX is kind of like unlocking the full potential of both sound and light attacks on the Skibidi. And there is the Iron Giant Mark II. Oh no. They're nemeses. Holy shit! Wait. Chat. This is the first human being we have seen since, like, the second or third episode. So human beings do still exist in the setting. They do still exist. They are just keeping an incredibly low profile to try and make sure that they are not completely wiped out by the Skibidi menace. So it appears that THX is not equipped with some kind of anti-mind control beam, because I believe the Iron Giant Mark II is still under the control of the Skibidi. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, he can just smoke bomb away. Wait a minute. Cheap. What is the word right next to this? Cheap prices? Motel? Okay, so now we see a new form of the Skibidi, which appears to be not out of a very specific kind of toilet. Not a traditional sit-down toilet, maybe like a squatty potty type situation. And it appears to be on treads? Also, it appears to have been blinded and deafened so as to amplify its ability to inhale androids. Okay, so the androids don't just instantly die when they go in. Carries not just like the basic light itself that seemed to cause the skibidis to overload. It appears to carry with it a tremendous amount of heat that also cooks the skibidis from the inside out. Okay, so Lady Analog can also detach her head to parasitically control the skibidi. This is a very interesting turn of events. Unexpected. Okay, and for the first time, we are now seeing where they teleport to. Here's a deep underground bunker. Okay, what is this? Perhaps they are still working on the Iron Giant Mark 1. The bunker has now been breached. So the skibidis have been outfitted now with just lava spitters, it appears. They have bladed weapons. Was one of those Hitler? This guy in the back kind of looks like Hitler. I think the Skibidi are definitely like going full on with the totalitarian ruler shit. Okay, so it appears that the androids have now developed lasers that can actually shoot down the larger Skibidi. Also, I am now realizing we have seen multiple androids that are the same character throughout this series, because as you can see here, this is the dual-wielding android. The android that has been using dual-wielding plungers to kill a wide variety of these Skibidi. He's kind of their ultimate badass. And here we have, as I predicted at the end of the last one, we have the return of the Iron Giant, the Mark I. Appears to have magnetic lasers. He can shoot an even more intense lava out of his chest. Appears to have a lot more features here. Also appears to have a hammer. They're like, good luck and Godspeed. Basically, Iron Giant just kicking ass. Oh shit, kicking ass and helping out his friendo with the two plungers. The ultimate badass. Yeah, it could be that they've been fighting like down towards like from like the North LA down to like down the West Coast. And we finished it, folks. That's episode 1 through 51 of Skibidi Toilet.